Hello everyone, welcome back to GTA Online. Well, if you're new in town and you've just got yourself a submarine and you're ready to take on the cayopericoheist, look no further. It can be a daunting prospect if you've not done it before, but I'll show you exactly how to get this done and exactly what you need to do to win big and earn at least 1.5 million in your first heist takeaway. Of course, the primary target will now go to Miguel Madrasco, but after this first initial heist, all of the takings will go to you. You'll be paid a handsome fee for handing over the secret archives from El Rubio's vault to Miguel. But you will need to do some work to get the heist ready. First up, you need to choose your entry vehicle, and I've chosen the Longfin. This is the boat, because I want to go to the airport and pick up some secondary targets. Having picked up a cab, I'm now stealing the Longfin from a local police station and I will drop it off at the docks. Do you want to see more? Of course you do. It's longclawvalyriansteel. Let's go. There are a whole load of setups that you can take on before you begin the Cayo Perico heist finale, but you don't need to do them all. You do, however, need to get your safe code for the primary target. You'll either be going into the safe or into the glass display cabinet, and you'll either need the safe code or a glass cutting torch. In this case, we're heading to the casino, and as I'm not a member with this other character, I had to go to the Tom O'Connor's trunk of his car and steal his member's pass, his key card. And then you're up into El Rubio's private penthouse to try and track down the head of security himself, and you'll be taking his security card, and that will allow you to enter into the safe, and this will give you the all-important 3-digit code, which you'll be given right at the last minute as you're approaching the safe by Pavel in your ear. Usually the head of security will either be stood behind the bar like this or in the back bedroom where you saw me go first. You just need to take him out and all of his entourage and get the pass, and you'll be all done. Then it's back to the sub to launch the next setup, and that will usually be getting hold of the Fingerprint Cloner. And this will allow you to enter into El Rubio's elevator in his office, and that will get you down into his vault. These are kind of mandatory setups that you do need to do, and you'll get quite used to doing this mission because it's something you'll do every time you run the heist. You need to take out these guards, hack into the laptop, and then you'll be given the location of an archive where you're going to go and steal the Fingerprint Cloner. And this will allow you to hack in using fingerprint scanning once you're on the island. Simple. Next up, you're going to need to go and pick up the cutting torch from the construction sites, and there are a number of these sites throughout the city, and in this case I've gone to one of the smaller ones, and I usually choose to take out the armed guards. There aren't that many of them, and that just gives you the freedom to wander around and pick up the torch at your leisure. Once you've got it, it's just head back to the submarine, and then you'll be able to launch your weapons. You can choose any weapon loadout you like, but I will always go for the Conspirator because I want the military rifle. There are two different missions for this, and the one that I really didn't like or don't like is the Meriwether headquarters mission, and that sees me heading all the way across the map behind a helicopter to a Avenger which is parked up at a military training site, and you need to take out all of the guards. And this is not hard, it just takes a long time to follow the helicopter all the way across the map. Take all the guards out before you hit the ground, and then leave your helicopter parked nearby because you're going to need that to make a narrow escape. Then head into the Avenger and shoot the 2 guards inside and take hold of the weapons. Once you've got the weapons, the Avenger will actually take off. It's on autopilot, and you'll need to parachute out of the Avenger and land near your helicopter before the armed guards arrive to take you out. Make sure that you're keeping an eye on your snacks, particularly if you're a new player and you have not got any armor or anything like that. Once you hit the ground, get into your helicopter and take the weapons back, and you'll be all ready to launch this finale. So far this has not been too difficult, right? It hasn't taken me that long to do, and I'm ignoring all of the other setups so I don't do any disruption, and you don't need to do the demolition explosives because you're not going to be blowing open any gates. You're going to use the cutting torch to get into the drainage tunnel. But before we get to the tunnel, I'm going to head to the airport. So I've chosen the only dock that was available to me, and I've turned my boat around and headed directly for the landing strip. And when I get there, I run up to the signal tower and hide behind this concrete wall here and wait for this one guard to walk up behind me, and then I hit B on my keypad and whack him on the back of the head, and that's generally the best way to do a stealth kill while you're on the heist. Then take a moment to duck left into the electrical unit and disable the power and the CCTV, and you do that in 2 places, and that will give you a blackout, meaning that the security cameras can't spot you, and the lights also go down as well. And if it was night time, you would be basically in pitch black. There's another guard walking around in front of the hangar, and that's where I need to be. And I've basically come to the airport because I want to empty the secondary targets which are in this hangar. Now you'll be scoping this hangar out each time you do your scope out, and depending on the targets you may choose to come here or not. If you do, you're going to need to use the forklift to give yourself something to climb on to get over the fence and into the second floor. That's where my secondary targets are. You'll see here that when you climb up over it, you're able to cut through the gate and you're in, and you have access to the secondary targets. In this case, it's 2 bundles of coke, which I really wanted because that will give me a full bag. And remember that you can't take any secondary targets from inside the compound because you need a second player with you because there's a key card system. But these secondary targets, which are outside the compound somewhere else on the island, you can take these yourself. And if you can do the maths and work out exactly what's the most valuable secondary target, I usually go for coke if I'm looking for a secondary target which is not inside the compound and I'm doing it solo. And this will mean that already before I've gone anywhere near the drainage tunnel, my bag is full and I've got more than 400,000 in the bag. So provided I don't get shot and killed, I won't lose any of that value. It's now locked safe. So now we head to the drainage tunnel, and this is getting easier and easier, right? Once you get to the drainage tunnel, you're going to hop out and swim down. Don't forget to equip your rebreather by hitting left on your D-pad, and that will just give you the chance to breathe underwater because you're not wearing a scuba suit, which you would normally use. You're going to cut through the drainage tunnel using the torch that you stole in the setups, and then swim through the tunnel and enter in underneath El Rubio's compound and come out in a very safe and secure place within the compound towards the southern side of it. And I'll show you the route that you'll take to walk round into the internal part and up into El Rubio's office, so don't worry. I know a lot of you have probably seen this heist many times. I've probably released hundreds of videos of how to do this heist, and I'm just showing this to demonstrate how I created this character this morning, and I've managed to purchase a submarine and get into the island and begin the heist within a couple of hours. Taking out the guards in stealth mode, so in that particular case I just shot the guard before he was able to spot me, and you'll get used to the way that the guards move around the island and exactly where to go. But this is the route I always take, and I'm picking up anything that the guards drop. In this case I'm looking for the keys, which I think that this guy here will have, so I take him out and then walk past and pick up the keys on the way past. There's one final guard which stands at the top of these stairs, and you need to take him out on the way through, and then you're able to walk directly into El Rubio's office. And that's the hard work done. Exiting the island is super easy. So once you're in here, just take a breath. You don't need to worry about anything else. Sometimes you'll have some paintings which appear in this office and you'll be able to take those and fill up your bag, but as mine is already full from secondary targets on the island, I'm not worrying about that. Of course, you can just abandon the secondary targets and go directly for your primary target each time, and that will give you over 1 million whenever you take it. But don't forget to always empty the safe in El Rubio's office, because there's usually 100,000 or maybe more in there. This stage, Pavel gives me the safe code and I'm able to input it and then take the secondary target out of the safe. And that is it. Our work on the island will be done. And now it's just a case of exiting, killing any new guards that we walk past before they have a chance to raise any alarms, and then getting to our checkpoint by the main gate. And we are good as done. We're going to swim off the island. Now that might sound strange, but it is the safest and easiest way to exit the island. So don't worry about whatever exit plan you have. You're always going to run out of the gate like this, and as you've not alerted any guards, there will be one guard stood with his back to you. Hit him, take his motorbike and drive directly across the grass in front of him and into the water. Equip your rebreather again and swim out towards the black part of the map until you reach the point where the escape Cayo notice on the screen disappears, and you'll know you've reached the spawn point and the cutscene that will take you to the Madrasco mansion. And once you're there, you are all done. So this has been a successful first heist, and now I've got this in the bag, I will be able to use my submarine and make as many trips back to the island to take as many targets as I like, and this is going to be my primary money-making enterprise in the game. And of course, I will look at other things. I'm going to bring a nightclub startup guide to this character, as well as the auto shop startup guide, and I think that will be the primary 3 things that I'm going to purchase. I'm going to abandon all of this SEO, the CEO stuff, and the MC businesses, except for how I need to use those in the nightclub. Everything else will just be focused on the Perico, and that is what I would advise a brand new player in the game doing, is just abandon the businesses. Don't worry about expensive cars and flying motorbikes and deluxos and things like that for now. Focus on your submarine, because that is going to be your way to make bank. Of course, once you've done this, you're free to go off and do whatever you want, and it's up to you, it's your choice, but this is exactly how you should be starting your journey in GTA Online. Let me know what you think about this. Does this plan work for you? Have you done this? Are you struggling to get through this initial scope out and doing your very first heist? I get comments all the time on my videos asking for help, and I do hope that this does the job. I'll be back with another video very soon. Take care out there, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.